one that can see.
Where there's thunder, there's lightning. John Nada. When you decide you're going to embark on the journey of self-development and transformation, you will have detractors and voices of dissent that collude against you in order to prevent you from success in this endeavor. Remember the Rocky movies. Adrian was that voice of dissent saying it's too hard, too dangerous, you can't win. And if Rocky had listened to Adrian, we would have half a Rocky movie instead of 6. For most people, their success in life is defined for them. They follow the life script. This is especially noticeable amongst younger guys. A guy opens himself up to ridicule from his peers and friends if his sole focus in life is on something other than women and getting laid. There's a friend at work, another single, unmarried, never been married, child-free guy. And because he has standards in the women that he goes out with and dates, he opens himself up to ridicule about his sexuality, which is just funny enough in that, okay, so what if somebody's gay? I mean, it's not the case with this guy, but really, honestly, so what if they are? How's that anybody's business? But because he focuses on things other than the pursuit of women, he's pretty big into his hobby. He's pretty big into the whole weight, workout, fitness lifestyle, because he chooses to focus on bettering himself rather than chasing every woman coming and going. He's opened himself up to all manner of shaming tactics and language, which will also, by going your own way, you'll also be open to these shaming tactics and language. Most of us have wasted our formative years on the pursuit of women with little of anything to show, and we've reached a point where that pursuit is no longer interesting or valuable. We want to pursue those skills and that knowledge which will propel our inner self that much farther, finding true contentment and validation in ourselves and the path of self-growth. Bettering yourself makes others uncomfortable because they know they should do the same, but can't or won't. When you focus on your own self-development, you are essentially casting aside what others think of you, concerning yourself only with how you view yourself. The only opinion you're beholden to is your own. Most of your opposition will come from those closest to you. People want the greatest reward for the smallest output of energy. It is suffering and pain to change oneself. People see others changing and transforming themselves, and they feel convicted to do so, but at the same time, they don't want to undertake the task. Much of society is designed to keep you in a sedated state, to keep you from any self-actualization. For most people, it is slog through their work week, turn on the TV, and veg out, then round out their week with a weekend of drinking themselves into oblivion. Most people willingly keep themselves in a semi-conscious state as to not have to face up to the choices and decisions they have made in life. It is easy to see the real need for change, but a lot harder to move from this realization into action. And many of us can probably think of these particular instances in our own personal life. Cat Williams has a funny vignette about that, where he talks about, you can always tell who your haters are because, they're always the ones that when you say, I'm going to change my life, or I'm going to do this or do that, they always got to go, make some kind of a funny little noise, like, not come right out and say it, but make some kind of little noise of dissent. All you may have is self-belief. Like I said, a lot of the opposition comes from those closest to you, friends, family, girlfriends, people you're in relationships with. If you have those things, most of that dissent actually comes from those people. Because then again, it goes back to them feeling threatened that you're trying to better yourself, feeling threatened that you're trying to chisel away at what was false and come into actualization and realization of the true you, the true self. Get at your core. Mgtow is hated because we are making our own decisions in life. They have nothing to hold over our heads. We have made an investment in ourselves, which, by the way, is what society tells women to do every day. You're worth it. You go, girl. Make an investment in yourself. Love yourself. You're just fine the way that you are. Society needs to bend and acquiesce to your wants, your demands, your dreams, and your desires. But men are not allowed to change. Men are not allowed to transform and become better and become, come into their true self. The society is afraid of anybody that makes their own decisions because that means you are thinking for yourself. And the system cannot have that. Look at how public school is ran, for instance. You know, the true mark of intelligence, the true mark of learning, is to become somebody who is fluent in critical thinking skills, to be able to look at a problem and to solve that problem, critical thinking and problem solving. Yet most of the education is geared in and around the idea of memorization of facts, figures, rather than coming to the same answer various different ways, coming to the answer in only one way. They want people who are smart enough to run the machines and to run the infrastructure, but not smart enough to question things and to see what raw deal they're getting, to see what a bad situation things have really become. And again, this is why Mgtow is derided, because we have no investment in the system. So should the system face extinction, we aren't beholden to do anything. We are free men with nothing to lose, and this is dangerous to the homeostasis of the system. Don't let the dissenting voices dissuade you. Don't let what others may say, because you will. When you decide, not only when you decide to make a change, and it's hard to make a change. If it were easy, everybody would do it. If it was simple, then it wouldn't be such a thing of praise when it comes about, when you do succeed in your dreams and goals and aspirations. The minute you decide to make a change, the minute that you decide to go your own way and go in another direction and improve yourself and focus and invest in on yourself, things are going to come against you. Things are going to turn against you and come against you and try to dissuade you as much as possible from that direction. And you must be prepared for the onslaught. You must be prepared for the siege. You have to get up every single day and ask yourself the question, where am I at in life? Where do I want to be at in life? And how am I going to get there? Why am I doing this, in other words? Why do I want to be successful at this? Why do I want to accomplish this goal? Maybe even think, why do I want to go my own way? What are the benefits there? Why am I doing all this? Take a look inside. Take some time to have some introspection and come back around to what it is that brought you to this point, what it is that, helped you make this decision to go your own way. But think not it odd when friends come against you, when family comes against you, because they're not going to understand. They may know they need to make a change. They may know that they're not growing. They're not transforming and going through a metamorphosis. And they may know they desperately need one. But change, real change, only comes when staying in the same place hurts more than would be the undergoing of the Herculean effort to make the change. When the same hurts more than what it would hurt to make the change, to make the transformation. It's going to happen. People are going to come against you. But then again, we're Mgtow, we're men going our own way. And so it's implied within that we don't really care what others think about us. That what matters is when I get up every day, look myself in the mirror to shave or brush my teeth, what matters is, what do I think of myself? Am I happy with the choices and the decisions that I've made in the past? Am I happy with the path that I'm currently on? Am I happy with where I'm at in life? That's really what matters. It doesn't matter what anybody outside of that thinks. Because another little secret of life is that most people aren't happy with themselves. Most people are so concerned with what others think of them that that's really what they're thinking. They're actually more concerned with what other people think of them than they are thinking anything of us. But it becomes important to realize that the road will not be paved and lined with daisies and roses and all that. The road is difficult. The road is marked with potholes and cracks and obstacles in the way. But it's what's at the end of that road that makes the journey worth it. And it's not only just getting to the end of the road, not only completing the journey, but the journey in and of itself, how the journey changes you, how the journey refines you. It's like the refiner's fire. You cannot begin to build a resilient structure, a robust structure, and to move from that, to move into that from a fragile structure without undergoing all these trials and tribulations. That's a part of the journey. That's a part of the growth. And again, why most people could make a change. Most people are able to do that. I think anybody can make the changes they need necessary to better themselves and to better their life. Most people could go their own way if they wanted to. But it all comes down to the will. It all comes down to, are you willing to endure what is necessary to get there? Anything's possible. It's possible. Look at any goal or any dream that you may have. If I had listened to the people from my past, then no, I would have never made it to where I am now. I would have never accomplished my goals. But I knew that it was possible because I could look out and I could see others just like me, the same struggles, the same fears, the same anxieties, the same, family background. I could look at those people and I could see that they had made it. They had accomplished their dream. They had fulfilled their goal. They had made changes and broken free from addictions and broken free from bad situations. And if they could do it, then I could do it. You have to think, you have to look out there and see, what is it that I'm wanting to accomplish? What is it I'm trying to break free of? And tell yourself it's possible. Because you can look to others and see that they've done the exact same thing. By virtue of the fact that we stand out, that we are walking our own path, that we're marching to the beat of a different drum, we're going to have detractors. We're going to have critics. We're going to have people that simply do not understand why we're doing what we're doing. And we're going to have people that look at us weird for doing it. But in the end, we know that we're right. We know that we're staying true to ourselves and true to the path that we've come upon. And there really is no going back. There's no going back. There's no turning away. It's only face forward, pressing onward. Pressing onward maybe into a blizzard. Pressing onward maybe into a cold night. But pressing onward nevertheless. Let he who has ears listen and hear, and he that has eyes see. This has been John Nada in the Days of Thunder.